Hey folks, Henry Vargas here with Henry's Lab. Today we're going to be talking about why this happened at Offer Mastery Live. I'm going to be exposing some things that happened to me at Offer Mastery Live that I wasn't expecting, and I'm going to be sharing some takeaways from the event as well. So make sure you've got a pen and paper because we're going to take away, like I said, I'm going to share my takeaways and hopefully you can take away something from my takeaways to apply to your business and to your life. So I'd like to start with this quote that I got from Myron. It was one of like the theme quotes or one of the main quotes at the event. You can see it all over the place. And that quote is, "The offer you don't make is the offer they can't take." And there's a whole lot to unpack in that phrase. And if you don't understand or you don't know, you probably might even be offended by that because you might think, what do you mean? You're trying to stuff stuff down people's throat. And that's not what it is at all, right? If you understand that if you truly have something that works, right, that can produce the result that people are looking for, that your particular people are looking for, then not offering it to them is doing them a disservice, right? Because you got to understand that as long as assuming that what you have again is of a value and it's legitimate, it does work, you're offering them every time you offer them. An offer could just be, synonymous with giving people the opportunity to change their life by finding the solution to the issue that they're seeking you for or that they're looking for, right? And so every time, if you don't offer them that opportunity, you're keeping from them the opportunity to progress in their life by resolving the issue they have with your solution. And so with that being said, I do have an offer for you guys later that I'm going to be sharing with you to move from being stressed, stuck, and stagnant to being fulfilled, flowing with your business growing by mastering your messaging for generating higher quality leads, converting greater sales, and having multiplied margins. But that costs normally, the program costs normally $50,000, but I've got a special for some case study students that we're looking for. But I'll be sharing about that later on towards the end of the video. So right now, go ahead and grab your pen and your paper because I'm going to be start sharing my takeaways, and hopefully some of this will be valuable to you that you can apply to your business as well. So I got my notes here too, so if I look down, don't mind me, right? Okay, so the first thing, right, the first thing I wanted to share, which I've already said, is make more offers. Again, understanding that every offer that you make is an opportunity for them to take to transform their life with the solution you've provided for them, right? And so just like oftentimes we think that we're a lot more productive than we actually are, we probably think that we're making enough offers as well, but it's simply not true. No matter what business you're in, no matter exactly what it is that you do, you should be making more offers. No matter what business, no matter what your business is or what you do, making more offers is a huge key to success. If no one knows that you have the value they want, then no one's gonna give you the value they have, right? And which that kind of brings me to the next takeaway that I got from the event also, which, as Myron says, make yourself highly visible for the people that are looking for you. And instead of going prospecting, and I like to say, be easy to find, not easy to access. And really what that means is that you want to make yourself highly visible, right? But you also want to provide perceived as high value. So what does that mean, right? High visibility speaks to the quantity of content that you're going to produce, and then the high value speaks of the quality of the content that you're going to produce, right? So what that means is you don't want to put a whole bunch of garbage stuff out there. Now, what I'm talking about now, one thing is to get started with where you're at, right, and get better as you go along, but that's talking about the actual content of the video, not the production quality of the video, right? Because people will watch a low quality, we can say bad produced video as long as the content is of high quality and value, but we will absolutely not watch a super high quality video if there's no content that we find valuable in it, right? So it's important that you make yourself highly visible by producing content, and you want to make sure that it's a high quality content so that you can be perceived as high value, so that they can receive a ton of high value from your content that before you ask for the high value or premium value from them, right? So I hope that makes sense. And so those were takeaways that I got from Myron. There was one takeaway that I got specifically from Dan Henry, which was the first time I had the chance to see Dan Henry speak in person. I actually had just recently heard about him, hadn't really been following him too much, but I saw him speaking. And one of the takeaways that I got from him was just getting back to the basics of sales. You know, just uh, start a conversation and get on a call. You know, that's low tech as you can get. You know, there's no excuses. You don't have to delay for a funnel, for a page, or whatever. Just, you know, find some people to start conversations with and get on a call. It was really that simple, and it's so applicable. We all oftentimes look for the more complicated thing to do, and I think it has to do with us as humans. Are kind of part of our ego, or part of our fallen nature wants to do things the hard way, because so we can feel proud, so we can feel some kind of, you know, whatever it is, stroke my ego to say that we did something the hard way. But that doesn't really there's no really value, no added value in doing things the hard way versus doing them the easy way. And I would actually wager to say that it's better to do things the easier way, because then you have more energy to do things, to do more things. But I digress. So the key thing I got from Dan Henry was that, you know, just get back to the basics, start conversations, and get on calls, right? And then some of the other takeaways that I got from the event, I got here. One is I don't remember who it was that was saying this. I'm not sure if it was Darius or I'm not 100% who it was, but they said that we have to remember that the human mind is hardwired to be risk averse. So we have to teach people to how to think like people who take action, and who succeed in what they endeavor to do through taking the calculated risks, right? Doing things scared anyway, right? Measuring the risk, and then taking action even being scared. So that was another big thing. And then, you know, and then again, teach them people that it's okay to be nervous. It's okay to have some fear, but the important thing is to take action even while doing it scared. And so a couple of the days there were some breakout sessions and so forth after the main event, and I went to a couple of them. Three in particular that really captivated my eyes, that really got my attention, was that I would definitely recommend looking into these following subjects on your own, because there's a lot of good stuff. And let me know which one of these you'd like to hear more about, and I'll try to bring someone on the next episode of Henry's Lab. So leveraging AI for business, right, and really for optimizing it as much as possible that makes sense, right? That's huge. Like this, using AI to leverage for content, to leverage for marketing, so for so many things. If you're not starting to learn how to use AI and integrate it into your business now, in 6 months you're going to be blown out of the water by everybody who is. Okay, so that's important to understand leveraging AI for your business. Second thing that I learned, that piece that I was looking at that really caught my attention, was licensing your current programs to institutions and companies and even government entities. So if you're a coach, or you're an author, or you have a training program of some sorts already, there are ways that you can license that program. There's 3 ways that you can license them to either, again, organizations, institutions, or government entities, and they will pay you handsomely to use the content you've already created, so that they can train either the internal staff, or so they can sell it out and implement their training elsewhere. But again, you want to look into licensing. The third thing that really caught my attention that I had the meeting with was funding businesses with grants. This was amazing. This guy's name was Jay Hackett, Joshua Hackett. You can check him out on Instagram as Joshua T. Hackett. And I'll try to put the rest of the information for the other folks in the description as well. But the leveraging the AI was a huge piece. The licensing, I met a woman named April Beach. Fantastic session on the licensing. And then the funding, again, is Jay Hackett. I believe the site is sixfiguregrants.com. I'll put that information in below. But these are 3 topics that you're going to want to look into, because these are the ones that most stood out to me. You may want to look at them or not, but I definitely think they're worth looking into. Let me know in a comment below which one of those 3 topics you'd like to see, you'd like a follow-up episode on, whether it's leveraging AI for business, licensing programs to institutions, companies, and government entities, or funding your business with grants. So the unexpected event was that I got to, it had an unexpected family reunion because Myron and is actually, we're almost family, right? We're like family. And it'd been a long time since I'd seen them and since I'd seen that part of my family. And then it was great to see several of my uncles there at the event, helping out with the event because, like I said, Myron was the main speaker. It was his event. And so a lot of his brothers and his family worked in his company. And it was nice to see them there as well as some of the other family that doesn't work with his company. But it was great to see them, some uncles and some cousins that I hadn't seen in nearly 20 years. So it was really fantastic seeing them and being able to share a little bit with them. So on top of the fantastic training and all of the wonderful, valuable information that I got from the stage and from the people, that little bit of family reunion was really, really, really special for me. So what happened at Offer Mastery Live? Words fall short to describe the depth and the breadth of the impact the event had in my life. It did away with all the self-doubt. It was like a rebirth, right? I let go of all the lies that limited me. I have a renewed sense of certainty and a laser focus to fulfill my assignment. I met amazing people, some of whom will surely be lifelong friends, yeah, and received affirmation and encouragement from my own ideas and ventures, and in an outstanding amount of just business training, of knowledge transfer on how to create wealth. So just a recap real quick so that maybe you can have some take some action on some of this stuff is: one, get clear on your offer and make it more often, right? So make sure you do that. Number two, be easy to find and not easy to access. Remember, high volume, high visibility is high quantity, and high value is high quality content, right? So you want to make sure you do that. Produce a massive amount of high quality content. And then the third thing you want to do is start conversations and get on calls on all platforms. Start as many conversations as you can, because at the end of the day, if technology fails, we are still going to be selling stuff. And how are we going to be selling it? With conversations. I learned that from Dan Henry. So before I go though, I do have one more thing that I want to share, which is really the biggest takeaway that I got from the event. And it's something that I had been known for a long time. But over the past few years, if as life beats you up, sometimes we let life's lemons get us a little bitter, right? And so I have been becoming a little bit bitter. But one of the closing statements that Myron made, which was one of the most impactful ones for me, is that to really be successful, you have to genuinely care or love about the people that you serve, right? You have to really be focused on them and providing them with the greatest value, with the highest level, the highest customer experience. Right? You wanted to make sure that you're focusing on serving at the highest level that you can. And that is something that really spoke to me a lot, because growing up, I had always been pretty well known for being a person who had a lot of love, who was very joyful, who liked to instill and make others feel loved, right, and encouraged. But unfortunately, things had happened, and I had distanced myself from being that person, or maybe I should say, layers were put on or taken off of me, of who I was, right? And so thankful for this event, that when you're just in an environment that's full of people who are like-minded, who are encouraging individuals, who are all progress focused, right? It really just makes it easy to break and shatter from all the lies that were limiting me and other things like that, and just be rebirthed back into the person that God made me to be, which was a person who was full of love and encouraging, and who was just very unorthodox in my thinking, but absolutely reverent in my beliefs, and who just finds solutions where most people won't find them. And so, with that said, if you got something from this video, go ahead and hit the like button. Go ahead and comment what it was about the video that you liked, and then share the video so that your friends can join in on the conversation as well. Now, before I go, there is one more thing again. And again, I'd like to remind you, if you'd like help mastering your messaging for better relationships, more creativity, and you're growing your business, go ahead and DM me the word case study so I can get back to you with some more information, or you can leave it commented below, DM case study, or leave the word case study below, and I'll follow up to let you know about the special program we have for the case studies that we're looking for. All right. Hope this was helpful. Have a wonderful day.